With a nice clean bike, slot that ProGuard into the rear end of your frame and hold it where you would like it to sit. From here, you'll be able to see if your ProGuard needs any trimming or not to make it fit correctly. If there's anywhere where that ProGuard is touching the frame, where it will rub, if you push your suspension through its travel, then that part of the ProGuard will need trimming so it doesn't rub. Otherwise, over time, this may cause some damage. How much you need to trim, or if you need to trim anything at all, will depend upon your tyre clearance and the frame you have. And this will be different from bike to bike. Luckily on my YT Capra, I can slot that ProGuard right the way into the back of the frame without the need to trim anything off the ProGuard. If you need to trim down your ProGuard, don't worry, the ProGuard has been designed with that in mind. And the front part of the ProGuard is made of slightly thinner plastic, making it easier to trim down with a sharp pair of scissors or a sharp knife. Just make sure if you do that though, you don't leave any sharp edges. You leave it as long as possible and as wide as possible to give your frame the most amount of protection. Next, grab those black rubber strips that come in the packet and stick them where the ProGuard will be sitting against your frame. This helps to keep the ProGuard in place. Just make sure as you stick them on though, the frame is clean and dry. If your frame doesn't have any frame protection, you may want to consider using the clear protective strips that come with the ProGuard to protect your seat stays from those cable ties rubbing against them and causing some damage. Now these just stick on, just make sure your frame is clean and dry before you stick them on. My YT Capra already has frame protection, so I'm not going to use these. Next, grab your ProGuard and again hold it on your frame where you would like it to sit. From here, you'll be able to choose which cable tie holes you are going to use to hold that ProGuard in place. I'm going to use 3 down each side and 1 in the center of the seat stay bridge. If you don't have that seat stay bridge, don't worry, just use 3 down each side. Remove your ProGuard and using something pointy like a screwdriver, carefully push through the holes that you want to use. Push and twist as you go and they will push through easily. Using the cable ties provided, slot them into your chosen holes from the front of the mudguard going backwards. This makes it that little bit easier to slot the ProGuard back onto your frame. Slot the ProGuard back onto your frame and tighten up those cable ties. If you have any cable ties around the seat stay bridge, tighten these ones first. This makes sure the ProGuard is pulled as far away from the tyre as possible and gives maximum tyre clearance. Once in the right position, tighten up and trim off the tag ends. If you have tightened up those cable ties and that ProGuard is not in the right position, or it's a little bit wonky or twisted, grab hold of the arms of the ProGuard and twist them around those seat stays. From here, you'll be able to move the ProGuard into a position that works for you. Finally, push your bike through its travel just to make sure nothing's rubbing against your frame and you are good to go.